what are your views on Abu Tate? Because a lot of Muslims, they are in support of him because despite the past, despite what's been done before his conversion recently, he's still a Muslim today. And then you have other Muslims that are like, you know what? No, we can't forgive his sins. He did X, Y, Z. We hate him. So where do you stand with that?
As a revert, I feel for him so much. And the fact that his previous statements, a lot of controversial ones, are still public is I feel for him. It's kind of like sad. But the thing is that if you look into his controversial statements, a lot of them are A, to just gain attention and be funny, and then B, they have a lot of description afterwards or before. They take those clips and they put them on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, like in these compilations that are talking trash about him, and then they don't explain why he said those things.
Mm,
A lot of Muslims were especially mad about the RAPE one, and he said that they should take a little bit of accountability, but if they research even just like one Google search just to see what his opinion was, you'll see that okay, well, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Um, so, but back when I was, first knowing about Tate, back when he wasn't Muslim and everything, I made like I think 2 videos hating on him.
you.
Yeah, I made 2 videos like trashing on his fan base,
This is
and
before he was Muslim.
yeah, before he was Muslim,
Okay,
before.
okay.
And I made videos trashing on his fan base and on him. And then I learned that he was Muslim, and I was like, "Oh shoot." I held my tongue a little bit because I was like, "Okay, I don't know if I fully believe this because I've seen the clips and whatever." But then I went to go do my own research, and then I seen the clips myself in the context, and I was like, "Whoa, these aren't as bad with the explanation, you know? Unless you're a whole entire feminist you are a feminist with your heart and soul, you're not gonna find those clips like too bad." So, um, I'm in support of Andrew Tate. And I'll panel to continue to guide him.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's why majority of Western women today hate Andrew Tate?
I think so. And the fact that he's Muslim now is like it's not shocking to them. I've talked to a few of them. They're just like, "Oh yeah, of course he's Muslim now. He's just misogynist." They don't
Mm,
even know what the definition of misogyny is.
mm.
Like you ask these women simple questions and they won't know the answer to them. They don't even know why they hate him at first, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of just hate because it's a bandwagon.
Yeah.
This kind of goes back to the point. I don't even think we made this point. I think in my head I'm making this point, but it goes back to the fact that like we just live in the age of ignorance. And
Hmm.
I forgot, was it a hadith or was it something where it said that there was going to come a time where there was going to be a lot of like people speaking, but that the actual people of knowledge was going to become less and less.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rami, do you want to talk about that?
yeah, that is a
Please
hadith.
do.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah. Yeah, but we live in this time. Like we could see it firsthand.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like we have all these like influencers, people on YouTube. And look, I'll be the first one to point the finger at myself. Like I'm ignorant still. I'm still jahil. I'm still learning. And sometimes I say things where I'm like, oh damn, like I probably shouldn't have said this. I probably should have, researched a bit more. And it's like I hold my tongue a lot from saying certain things because of this matter. But then there are others who are on the platforms and they don't hold their tongue and they speak more so based on the emotion and what they think something is, but reality and what we think aren't always aligned.
Someone wrote Andrew Tate made money from exploiting women. How you support that if you support niqab? Niqab. I don't know why they wrote niqab, but whatever, bro.
Mm,
Um. So, from my knowledge of him doing the whole cam business or whatever, and exploiting women, he stopped that stuff, and I'm guessing was for a reason. I don't know if he's talked about it yet and stuff. I'm not
He mentioned
like
explicitly that he doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, like I know that he doesn't do it anymore, and I know even as a person, to have that kind of business, it brings you down. It brings your soul down. You see yourself like, exploiting the women and it just burdens you, right? Because you have a mother, he has a niece. He's gonna have children in the future, inshallah, if he wills. Um, so at some point, if you're a good person, you need to wake up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to jump in on this point because I feel like the wording was um a bit specific because yes, the word exploiting basically just means using for your own gain. And yes, in a case that word fits linguistically, but it also kind of has this underlying tone that he forced or coerced them to. But according to the way he described it, at least these women were willing to, they wanted to, they made money, they were happy doing it. And alhamdulillah, thank God he stopped it. And he's a Muslim now, so inshallah he'll so far, he'll be far away from that. But why are you not going after people like, the guy who created OnlyFans? That was a man. He's exploiting all these women to make money. Why are you not, yelling at him? Why is he not banned? Why is OnlyFans not shut down? But you have a problem with, something like what he did, which is wrong, absolutely. But I'm just pointing out a bit of hypocrisy.
It's because he became Muslim, and people are having a hard time like coming to grips with the fact that someone who did these things became Muslim. But when we look back in time, like some of the Sahaba did far worse things than this.
Mm-hmm.
Like they some of the Sahaba killed actual Muslims, but they became Muslim themselves, and Allah forgave them, and Allah forgives everyone's sins when they become a Muslim, when they revert. It's a clean slate. So it's like, why are you trying to hold this over this guy's head when Allah has forgiven him for that?
Wow.
Like here we are judging him, but it's like, bro, like we are not the ones that judge in the end. It's Allah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful point, subhanAllah. Because Muhammad Ajab made a very, very interesting point once. In light of all this, there are people who claim to be Muslim who are literally committing shirk. They are doing the worst of the worst sin. And Andrew Tate's getting the sin. There are people who are threatening to leave Islam if he accepts Islam and if he's accepted in the community. And you're still talking about these things he did. It's just it's crazy. It really shows that we've really lost our priorities, unfortunately.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
Alhamdulillah. There's a lot of people commenting. Let me just see if I can pull this up. Want us to talk to your dad? Let's speak to the dad. Call the dad. Can I talk to the dad? Bring dad here. Yes, bring Baba. Well, listen. Maybe inshallah one day. I don't want it to be something sudden. The
Inshallah.
man's probably enjoying his, Friday night. Inshallah, we can maybe in the future. Inshallah.
Muslims in Norway are now establishing a masjid and dawah center to enhance the Norwegian dawah. If you donate to this cause, you will inshallah reap the rewards of thousands of Muslims coming back to Islam, and many of those will become du'at and invite to Islam. So click the link and donate now and share the video for extra rewards.